What if I told you that the small Canadian coin sitting somewhere in your home might be more important than you think? And most people never realize it because they simply ignore coins like this every single day. They spin them without checking, and they never look closely. But collectors think in a completely different way because they know that even the smallest coin can sometimes carry hidden details that most people miss. And today we are talking about the 2013 Canadian 5-cent beaver coin, which looks completely normal at first glance. But the interesting part is what you do not see at first sight, because coins sometimes have tiny differences in condition or surface details or slight variations that happen during minting, and most people never notice these things because they're not trained to look closely. But collectors spend hours examining coins under light, checking every edge, every letter, every small mark, because they understand value is not always obvious, and sometimes it is, hidden in plain sight. And that is exactly why you should never rush when you see coins like this. Because imagine you are just cleaning your pocket or opening an old drawer, and suddenly you find this coin, and at first you think it is ordinary, but then you start looking closely, and that is when curiosity begins. Because you notice the year, the design, the condition, and suddenly you start thinking, what if there's something different about this coin? What if collectors actually look for something like this? And this thought is what drives millions of people into coin collecting, because once you start noticing small details, you cannot stop looking anymore. And even though most coins are normal, the chance that one coin might be different is enough to keep collectors searching every single day. So before you spend any coin, always take a closer look, because sometimes small details can change everything. Stop right there and do not spend this coin until you understand why people online are talking about coins like the 2013 Canadian 5-cent beaver coin. Because even though it looks like normal pocket, the internet has changed the way people look at coins. And now even ordinary coins are being discussed as if they might have hidden value. And the word banned is often used in thumbnails, videos, not because the coin is actually banned, but because it creates curiosity and makes people stop and think. And that is exactly what makes this topic viral. Because when people see words like banned warning or don't spend it, they immediately want to know why. And that curiosity leads them into the video. What if this small Canadian coin is actually more interesting than most people think? And what if the reason people ignore it every day is the same reason collectors pay attention to it? Because when you look at the 2013 Canadian 5-cent beaver coin, it may appear simple at first, but simplicity does not mean there is nothing to discover, because collectors focus on small details that most people never notice. And they know even common coins can become interesting depending on condition or variations or how well they are preserved over time. And that is why coin collecting is not only about rarity, it is about understanding what makes a coin different. And when you think like a collector, you realize every coin has a story, even if we do not always know it. And that is why coins like this are worth a closer look, because you might notice differences in design, sharpness, surface quality, or detail clarity. And these small things matter. And even though most coins will never become extremely valuable, the possibility is always there, and that possibility creates curiosity. And curiosity makes people check coins more often, and before spending coins, people now take a moment to observe them, because sometimes ordinary things become interesting once you pay attention. And that is why people continue exploring coins like this around the world.